90% of AutoCAD tutorials start by making you memorize a ribbon. We are not doing that. By the end of this video, you will go from a blank screen to drawing your first real line, and you will actually understand why every click matters, not just which button to press. I am Simran. This is Draw.Draft.Design. Let's open AutoCAD. When you open AutoCAD, this is what greets you. On the top left, there's Start Drawing option. Click it and AutoCAD hands you a brand new blank drawing file. Right below it, your template options. Pre-design AutoCAD template with layers, units and title blocks already configured for you. Useful if you are starting a specific kind of project, architectural, mechanical and whatever it is. Below that, Open Files option. This pulls up any existing file from your computer, your own saved DWG files, or even a DXF if someone sent you one from a different CAD program. Next, open Sheet Set. This loads an existing project file with .dst extension. We don't have one of those yet. Is your workspace. Up top, there are three ribbons: menu bar, file tab and home tab. We'll get to the rest later. Quick note on home tab. This is the one you will live in for almost every drawing. Draw panel on the left for your shapes, modify right next to it for editing them, and layers a bit further along to keep everything organized. Center of your screen, this is the workspace itself where the actual drawing happens. That moving cross you see, this is your crosshair. Any command you type right near it, you can see, or you can type it into the command box at the bottom, either works. Down here, model tab and layout tab. We are working in model tab for now. Here is also a layout option. This is the layout screen. We'll work it out later. On the bottom right corner, there lies the status bar. This is what today's episode is about. Two things we'll learn today: the status bar and the line command. Let's start with line. On the left corner of the home tab, there is line command. Click it. Click anywhere on the screen to start. Click again to end. Notice something: you can't draw a straight line. Press escape to stop drawing a line. Here's the thing: there are three tools sitting in your status bar whose entire job is to stop your line from looking hand-drawn. First is grid. We'll switch off display drawing grid for a clearer canvas. Snap mode. Off by default. Turn it on and your crosshair locks to fixed numeric jumps on the grid. We'll keep it off. Ortho. Third icon on the status bar. Remember that wobbly line from earlier? This is the fix. And all it means is your cursor get locked to horizontal and vertical movement only, nothing in between. Switch it on and there it is, dead straight every time. Polar tracking restricts your cursor to specific angles you set yourself. Switch it on and try a line at a random angle. Nothing shows up because the angle isn't one we specified. You can see that green dotted guide, that's your tracking line. We have set it to 90 degrees and it only appears here. Isometric drafting. One click and you are set up to 3D on a 2D plane. We'll come back to this properly in a later episode. Object snap tracking. This one helps you draw things with what you have already drawn. So a quick tip: L enter is the shortcut for drawing a line. So first I'll draw a baseline. Now with object tracking switched on, watch what happens when I start a new line near it. It picks up a tracking path of that existing line. and I can drop a perfectly parallel line just by following the guide. No measuring, no math. Now let's switch it off and try the same thing. Nothing. No track path, no guide. We are back to eyeballing it. So I'll switch it back on and let's take this further. I'll draw a straight line. You can see that green dotted line, and I'll draw a perfect rectangle to it. Object snap. Similar idea to tracking, bigger toolbox. This one snaps to endpoint, midpoint, and more. Anytime you are near an existing object. To show you why it matters, let's delete 2 of the lines from the rectangle we just built. And before I do, quick side note. Since I need to select them first, selecting in AutoCAD is simple. Click, move your cursor, click again. No click and drag. Click anywhere in the workspace, move to the opposite corner, click. That's your selection window, done. Okay, so back to object snap, switch it off, and you won't be able to find those endpoints. No matter how much you zoom in, no matter how at the end you try to make a line, but when you try to zoom it up, you will see that those points are not at the exact endpoint. So we'll try to switch it on and we'll see what happens next. So I'll switch it on and I'll try to make a line. I'll enter and you will able to see that the corner point and the midpoint both snapping right back into the place. That's difference is everything when you are drafting anything that actually needs to be precise. There's a small arrow next to object snap. Click it and you can choose exactly which points you want it snapping to. Honestly, my advice, leave them all on. More options snapping means less guessing later. So you can go to object snap settings and from there you can see which all points are switched on. You can select all or clear all options, but I would prefer to select all the points for better working. Back to status bar. Line weight. This command is currently switched off. I'll add a line weight to this line, but with the command switched off, it won't show. We'll go to the line weight option and from here I'll add 0.30 mm line weight to this line. You can clearly see what value we set. It won't matter until this command is switched on. So when I switch this command on, there it is. You can clearly see the difference between the lines. Next up is transparency. You can set transparency to any of the line. We'll go to the transparency option and set how much percentage we want the line to be transparent. So with the same logic, if the transparency command is switched off, you won't be able to see the transparency of the line. I'll change the command percentage to 80% and I'll switch it on and you will able to see the clear difference of line transparency. So if you switch that off, you won't be able to see that. Next up is annotation. Annotation is related to dimensions and texts, which is its own episode. Parking that for now. You can see 1:1 command here. It is the scale of the drawing we are doing. This means your drawing displays exactly as it's meant to be shown. You can pick a preset or build on your own, but we'll work in 1:1 inside the model space always. And settings. This is where you choose which workspace you are operating in. We'll stick to drafting and annotation. You can see that reflected right there in the workspace settings toolbar too. So you always know which mode you are in at a glance. Now the unit settings. This is the decimal option and it shows which unit we are currently working in. Click it and you will see a whole list: architectural, engineering, fractional and more. The one you pick depends entirely on your project. That icon that looks like three stacked lines controls what shows up on the status bar. Watch, I switch isometric drafting off, it vanishes from the bar. Click again and it's back. This controls what you want to see on the status bar. And one more before we wrap. Clean screen. One click and every ribbon and distraction disappears. Just you and your drawing. And that's line and the status bar sorted. Drop your questions in the comments. I read everyone. If this saved you 5 minutes of confusion, it will save your friends 5 minutes too. So send it their way. I am Simran. This is Draw.Draft.Design. See you in the next one. Stay tuned. Please follow, subscribe and share. Bye.